And there's statues there of Queen Victoria and Queen Elizabeth, and both were torn down, not in the dead of night, not secretly, but rather in the middle of the day, on Canada Day, with dozens of police standing by and watching. Take a look. Actually, I don't think Trudeau means it. I think Trudeau loves the privileges and the riches and the luxuries and the power that come from Canada for him. I think, though, he sees the benefit in stirring up racial dissent. You know, I just tweeted 2 moments ago. Can you look at my tweet from 2 moments ago? I just went online and I checked. You know how many boil water advisories there are in, maybe I didn't push publish. I didn't. There, I just pushed publish right there. You know how many boil water advisories there are in Canada right now? Take a guess. 51. 51. There are 51 boil water advisories. Trudeau is fomenting racial division in Canada to distract from his own failures. He promised to end drinking water advisories on Indian reserves by 2021. In fact, there are 51 boil water advisories on reserves, 13 new ones last year and 4 new ones this year already. That's, you know what, I should have attached that to when those Grassy Narrows Reserve had mercury poisoning, and they came to his speech and he said, thank you for your donation. So if you were Justin Trudeau, it's hard doing real things. It's hard negotiating for vaccines against 200 other countries in the world. It's hard fixing drinking water in a northern reserve with very poor infrastructure. Like, those are hard things that you probably need some real world skill, and you can't just give a TED Talk speech and make that heart symbol and then collect a speaking fee. Like, Trudeau's whole life was show up, say some nice words, make that heart symbol, and grab the check and go. He's never had a protracted problem that he couldn't run away from or delegate. Who are you going to delegate buying vaccines, bidding against Donald Trump, as it was at the time, and Vladimir Putin or whatever? So if you're Justin Trudeau, do you really want to solve Indian problems? Maybe you actually do, but you've got no clue how. I mean, you got that little tattoo on your shoulder. Wasn't that enough? Hey guys, I have the Aboriginal tattoo on my shoulder. Isn't that enough to get me out of this mess? What, there's still 51 drinking water advisories? Yeah. So I think he's loving it. Now, I'm going to do my whole show on this tonight, but I want to show you what happened at the Manitoba legislature yesterday on Canada Day. So the Manitoba legislature is what you think it is. It's the seat of power. Winnipeg is the largest city. It's the capital city. It's by far the most dominant place and powerful place in all of Manitoba. It's where Brian Pallister has his office, of course. And there's statues there of Queen Victoria and Queen Elizabeth, and both were torn down, not in the dead of night, not secretly, but rather in the middle of the day, on Canada Day, with dozens of police standing by and watching. Take a look. Yeah. There's lots of different shots from different angles. These people were not, yeah, look at that. I think those were 2 different statues, right? I think the first was Queen Elizabeth. I think the second was Queen Victoria. I saw a report on the CBC. The headline was "One Arrested." I thought, oh, they arrested one person. That's odd. There was a couple dozen people involved. And then I saw, you want to call up that CBC story? The guy who was arrested, if I'm reading the news right, was a counter-protester. So apparently, and again, the details were sort of sketchy, one guy showed up, 2 statues of queens, top of the Manitoba legislature, and then can you find the word stun? Like use that search, there we go. At one point after the Queen Victoria statue was pulled down, police shocked a man with a stun gun and arrested him while others lobbed objects their way and yelled profanities. The circumstances of the arrest remain unclear. The crowd on the grounds was largely peaceful prior to the man's arrest, in which police pushed the throng back to take him into custody. Sorry, it was another report I read, but it had the same general information. I think that guy was a counter-protester. That's why police had to push the crowd back. They took the one counter-protester out, and it sounds like they tasered him. There's a picture, I don't know if it was in that CBC story or another one, of dozens of police, like tons of police. There were a lot, yeah, there you go. Look at that, just right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10 cops right in that little area. I'm guessing that's the guy they tasered. They didn't stop the statues from coming down. Broad day, and look at the brazen confidence of, now those are just a few people standing there. I don't know if those ones pulled them down, but no one was shy, no one was covering their face. They were pulling it down. Do you have that clip of Trudeau that we used with Drea the other day, where the 16-second one? So besides tearing down statues, what, did you really think it would stop with John A. Macdonald? Did you really think it would stop with city halls tearing down statues? If city halls and universities and provinces can tear down statues, why can't a mob? Not a word against this from so many different authorities. Why would there be? They don't want the mob to come for them next. So tearing down statues, it's terrible, it's a crime. It's the symbolism that they want to tear down everything those statues represent. What does Queen Elizabeth represent? She represents the entire establishment, the entire structure of our society. Churches are it's even worse to go after the churches. So many churches torched. I think we're up to about 20 churches in Canada either torched or vandalized in other ways. Finally, Trudeau was asked about it. Now, I timed this. He talks about it for 16 seconds, the first 10 of which is, I'd like to say something about so the first 10 is sort of he literally spends 6 seconds on the substance of these churches being torched. Take a listen.
I also want to talk about the arson and vandalism we're seeing across the country targeted at Catholic churches. This is not the way to go. The destruction of places of worship is unacceptable, and it must stop. We must work together to right past wrongs. Everyone has their role to play, not just institutions and organizations, but all Canadians, Indigenous and non-Indigenous.
Hey, Justin, thanks very much for telling me I've got a role to play. What's my role to play in those 51 drinking water advisories? Like I say, 13 new ones last year, 4 new ones this year already. What's my role to play in that, Justin? But my favorite is that this is not the way to go. Wow. Woo! You showed them. You showed them. Hey, guy. That sounds like something that the dude in the Big Lebowski. Did you ever see that movie, The Big Lebowski? I saw that the other day. That's a funny one. Very quirky. Jeff Bridges, is that who that is? Very quirky show. Philip Seymour Hoffman in there too does a good job.
Oh, hi friends. What you just saw there is a clip from our Rebel News daily live stream show. It's fun, It's fast and it's completely unscripted, so you never really know what you're going to get. Just go to rebelnews.com/livestream to sign up for special alerts